tonight here with Stacy Lewis ahead of the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. A big announcement made earlier this week. Can you just speak to what went into your decision to announce your retirement and specifically do it at this event?
Yeah, so it wasn't a moment. It wasn't, I wasn't in a certain place when I said that kind of decided that this year was going to be it. It was really just this spring, and I kind of had a goal this off season. My body had really been hurting a lot the last couple of years, and so I kind of did some things this off season. I found a way to feel a little bit better on the golf course, and I just really wanted to see if there was still any good golf left in me. And I was able to put together some good rounds earlier this year, and it just really kind of put me at peace. And just physically haven't been able to practice the way I want to the last probably 2 or 3 years. And the amount of time and energy that you got to put into competing at this level and to play good golf, I physically can't do it anymore. And so I've got other things that interest me now, and I got a little one at home that wants me to be home a little bit more, and because I know there's a time she's not going to want me to be around. So I want to take in this time and be able to enjoy that and to give my body a break.
Perfect. So we got a pretty full media center here, so
Yes.
we're going to open it up to the folks of Northwest Arkansas who came out.
Awesome.
Stacy, you've talked about not being quite sure what you might do. Can give us some hints there what the future might hold for you.
Yeah, the last, I call it maybe 4 or 5 years, I've been pretty involved in what's been going on behind the scenes at the tour. I was on the LPGA board. I was part of the last commissioner search. I was doing all the things I was doing with Solheim Cup for, call it almost 4 years. So I learned about the business side of the tour, and it became more and more interesting to me. And so I hope to continue to make an impact on this tour. And I did it while I was playing. I was able to help bring sponsors in and bring fans in and do it that way. But I want to continue to find ways to give back. And I don't know exactly what that looks like. I don't have a job lined up for sure. But I want to find ways to help because I love this tour. I love these girls to play. It's been so much fun to play against them, and I want to continue to help give them the best opportunities they can.
The physical part, was it at all related to what you had years ago, or what kind of was hurting?
Yeah, so in 2019, I qualified for the Glen Eagles Solheim, and I think it was a week before Solheim, I hurt my ribs, my right rib cage, hitting a shot in Portland actually, and really since then I've just had a lot of trouble with my right side. And I think it's overcompensating. I've got a part of my back that doesn't move and doesn't twist and doesn't rotate. So I think it's just kind of the compensation of it over the years. But to go back to how I felt, coming out of surgery when I was here my freshman year, and not bending or twisting and not being able to swing a golf club, to think that 20 plus years later I'd still be swinging a golf club at this level is really pretty remarkable. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunities that I've had.
Hey, Stacy, how are your emotions right now, knowing that this will be the last time playing in front of your home crowd?
Yeah. It's the last day or so has been a lot harder than I ever thought it would be. I had to speak last night at a dinner, and I totally lost it. So it's been really cool the last kind of 24 hours, I would say, of all the messages I've gotten from my friends, from fans, from people that I don't even really know, but just telling little stories about where they met me and when they met me, and it really kind of puts things in perspective of you're out here trying to win tournaments, but you're also able to impact a lot of people, and that's really what I've been kind of reflecting on over the last 24 hours, and I'm excited for the golf to start, because that's what's more normal and what's easier right now. But I'm excited to get to do this one more time here. This was to me the only place to announce this. This is where my career started, and so it really was the only place to do it.
Hey, Stacy, so with that in mind, how cool is it for you to have that full circle that so few people get to start their career somewhere and end it in that place? So
Yeah.
how special is that?
It's amazing. I'm actually I'm going to carry an Arkansas golf bag this week too. We're going to throw it back to what it was when we started. So, this tournament has always been so special to me. And because no other players have had this, no other players have this hometown, have the crowd like that much on their side. And, I was telling Craig Kessler, our new commissioner, about really the first few years of this tournament before Gabby came out. I was the only Arkansas Razorback, and the players joked that they could find me anywhere on the golf course based off all the hog calls. And so no one else has had this. And, so to start it and finish it here is just really, it's really fitting.
And you mentioned sort of the golfers that came up under you, watching you grow. How special is it for you to understand and know how much you influence that next group? Because we talked to a couple yesterday, and their eyes got really big when they found out you were retiring. You mean that much to the youth coming up through this sport.
Yeah, it's and that's kind of what I've been reflecting on over the last 24 hours is you do realize the impact that I've had, and I'm really proud of the number of players that have come through the University of Arkansas and that have gone on to play professionally and play pretty darn good too. And we've really kind of created a way, kind of a way to show them how to do it. This is a blueprint and this is how you go do it, and show them that it's possible. And this tournament has helped that. But I had older players take me under their wing when I first came on tour, and I've tried to do that with some other players just because I think it's the right thing to do. And I think if Maria or Gabby or any of these other players, if they go play great golf, it's great for our tour. And it's going to make me better. It's going to push me to get better. So I've always wanted my competitors to be better because I knew it was always going to help me.
Stacy, when you on tomorrow, when you come to 17, what are your emotions going to be like on 17?
I'm just going to take it in. It's the coolest. You ask every player out here, what's your favorite hole? They all say 17. Like, it's just so fun. It's so loud. I'm assuming P&G and Walmart are letting people off work again. So I hope everybody's ready to go. And, I'm just going to soak it all in, get a couple more hog calls, and I can't wait.
A couple more from me, Stacey.
Yeah.
One, you're playing with Nellie. How big a thing is that for this tournament to have her back here, and what's that going to be like tomorrow?
Well, I'm excited. I love playing with Nellie. She plays fast. She plays great. It's fun to watch her play. She's one of those. If you haven't seen her play in person, you got to watch her come swing a golf club because it's pretty impressive. So, and Lauren too. Two players that I really admire. I admire Lauren's grit and her toughness to get to where she is. It's taken her a little longer than most, but so two people that I would call my friends and that I got to captain. So I'm looking forward to playing with them.
And then over the 20 years, what are some significant changes you've seen with this tour? And then maybe going forward, what would you like to see on the LPGA Tour?
Yeah, it's we've kind of been through the ups and downs of the tour. It's when it first came out, things were pretty good, and then we kind of went sideways for a little while with the economy. But I look at our stability of our majors right now, and the amount of money that's in our major championships is huge for this tour. Events like this that continue to push the purse and that they really push what the experience of an LPGA event should look like. And so, we've come really far and probably more in the last, you've seen the purse boost kind of more in the last 5 or 6 years, but, we're making a lot of strides. I think going forward, I'd like to see more TV coverage, get our players more well known outside of the world of golf. I'd like, Nellie's run last year. I wish she kind of would have got more recognition for that run she went on, which was pretty darn impressive. So it's really all about getting our players seen a little bit more and improving the experiences on site. I've got a little 6-year-old myself that. We got to get more kids out here because that's what produces the next generation of talent.
All right, we have a few folks on Zoom here.
Okay.
So, Sarah, if you want to unmute yourself and ask Stacy some questions.
Yeah, Stacy, congratulations. I know we've kind of already talked, but really happy for you.
Thank
For
you.
you, what's been, a player reaction, maybe this week, maybe even last week at the Kroger Queen City that you've had that has really meant a lot to you in terms of what you've done for the organization?
Well, they're all just really sad, which I guess is a good thing. I said it's better than the opposite. At least they're not like, thank goodness she's finally done. But they're all just sad and they're giving me hugs. And, I think I was talking to Anna Norquist about it. And she said, yeah, she's like, when you're out here for so long, they just kind of get used to you always being there. So, Andrea Lee was pretty upset. I've had a couple of my Solheim girls that were pretty bummed, but I told, they know that I'm here for whatever they need. And, I want to stay involved in the game, so I don't think I'm going to go too far.
And then I think there are few players in the modern generation, modern era that have acted like a founder more than you have. What advice and what wisdom would you impart to your younger counterparts in that kind of mentality and why that's so important for the LPGA as an organization?
Yeah, just to really take ownership of this tour. And that's what the older generation told to me. And this is your tour. It's nobody else's. You have to go be the salespeople. You have to take care of it, take care of the places that we're playing, take care of the golf courses. The way we leave a golf course is a reflection of our tour. It's a reflection of you. And so I just encourage players to take ownership of it, help answer all the questions, do all the media you can, and let's go take women's golf to another level.
And then just last one for me, what was Chesney's reaction, or does she fully understand what mommy's doing this week?
Oh, she's ready for me to be home. She's been a trooper these last, call it 6.5 years of traveling the world with me. And, I went home for one day before I came here to Arkansas, and she was having trouble with me leaving. And she said, I'm ready for you to be done. And I said, I know I am too. So I think she's looking forward to having mom home. I don't think she quite understands that we're not going to be traveling as much. We're not going to be seeing our friends on the road as much, but it'll be good for all of us.
Thanks. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, Beth Ann, if you want to unmute yourself.
Stacy, congratulations again.
Thank you.
I was hoping you could take us back in time a little bit to when you were a junior and deciding to go to Arkansas, and describe your game at that time, what your goals were in the game, and how you ended up there.
The goals at the time were just to go play college golf, to get a scholarship, to go play in college, to go get an education. There was really no thoughts of professional golf. And when I made the commitment to come to Arkansas, I had just, I was out of my back brace. I assumed I was done with all of the back stuff and it wasn't going to be a problem. And then after I committed, I found out I was going to have surgery. So, which then the goals really shifted. The goals became, I just want to swing a golf club again. So, I came on a visit here and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the people. The town felt like the right size for me. The school felt the right size. And I just remember flying home from the visit and I told my mom, we had gone on 2 other visits prior. And I said, this is where I need to be. And that was the extent of the conversation.
Perfect. And one more, what will you miss the most?
The people, and that's everybody. Our staff, to the other players, the caddies, the various people that I know in all the towns that we go to. It's you come out here trying to win golf tournaments, and that kind of becomes the singular focus. But then you're out here for so long, it just really becomes more about the relationships. And I think that's what makes it so hard stepping away is the unknowns of not getting to see those people again and things like that. But sometimes you got to just do it, and sometimes things that are scary end up okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Todd, if you want to unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, Stacy. Congratulations on your remarkable career.
Thank you.
Over your 17 years on the LPGA, what are the moments you're most proud of, both on the course and off?
On the course, I mean, on the course, I think you never top winning at St. Andrews. Really proud of the Vera trophies and the Player of the Year awards. Just kind of those season-long races, and kind of you can throw a world number one in that too. Of just those season-long races that take playing good golf for an extended amount of time. I think those are the things that I'm kind of most proud of on the course. And then off, I think just the way I've been able to impact, these tournaments and bringing sponsors on board. Probably more specifically with the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, and being able to elevate that event that pushed our majors to the level they're at today. I'm proud of the maternity policy changes that we've been able to make. I mean, I'm almost at times more proud of the things off the golf course that we've been able to accomplish in the last, call it 10 years, than sometimes the things I did myself. So I'm just really proud of where this tour is at. And, players before me said, leave it better than you found it. And I feel like I've done that.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you most looking forward to once you're no longer competing full time? Like, are there any other hobbies or interests you might want to get into? Family time?
Honestly, what I'm looking forward to the most is maybe sleeping a little better and not so worried about what my back's going to feel like the next day. I think I look back, and really for the last 22 years, I've gone to bed every night. Okay, I need to go to the gym tomorrow. I need to do this. I need to, do these things to make sure I can swing a golf club. And I'm just looking forward to not having to do those things so much.
That makes sense. And the last question, we all know your journey, your remarkable journey. What advice would you give young golfers who may be facing adversity, whether it's physical challenges or just barriers in general?
Patience. I kind of said that in my little letter I put out, but to get to number one in the world, to win major championships, like, it doesn't happen overnight. We want to, as athletes, we want to practice good on Tuesday and play good on Thursday. Like, it does, but it doesn't work that way. Like, you have to have patience in the process, enjoying the process of, some days are going to be kind of bad, and then some days are going to be good, and hopefully you can just kind of keep climbing the mountain.
Okay, awesome. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Any more questions from inside the media center? Well, perfect. Thank you so much.
Can I just say one thing? I just want to thank all of you guys in this room that have followed me over the years, and we've grown up together with this tournament, and you guys has helped made this tournament possible. So I just appreciate all you guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Stacy.